Abu 7, taking a look here at what's happening in this country with jobs. People are losing jobs left and right, and it looks like all of this is falling apart right before our very eyes on a daily basis with no end in sight. As soon as people think that the lockdowns and everything are over, they are told no restrictions are being leveled up in certain areas like California, where they clamp down really hard and then they come out threatening to come with even harder responses. What this has done is decimated the economies in these areas. Now, don't be fooled by looking at a rigged stock market. If you want to be a lemming that sits there and says, oh, the economy is great because they're pumping up the rigged stock market with inflated monopoly money, that's crazy because jobs have been decimated. People are living in la-la land, looking over here while everything's getting wiped out over here. People need to unplug from that TV because really, it's doing some bad damage to them. In this instance, though, with so many people losing their jobs, more people are cluttered around the TV at home, listening to the mainstream, and really they've got to break themselves of that. That is nothing but pure propaganda, filling their minds with what the establishment wants you to think. It's just that simple. And this same establishment is pushing all of this, all the chaos, all the confusion. We just witnessed the world's billionaires, richest men, make $1 trillion while we're losing everything. How is that? You already know how that is. Well, jobs continuing to fall out. Now, can someone explain to me why employers all over the United States are fearing that Joe Biden's administration will impose lockdowns just like Europe's and then start a new decline in the economy? How is that possible? How can employers all over the United States feel this way if they just voted him in the office in record numbers? Something's not right here at all. So, I do believe that we are about to see a severe form of lockdowns hit this country. It's all going to come down to what state you're in. You really have got to start rallying behind your sheriffs, behind your righteous people, and hope and pray that you've got a righteous governor or mayor in your town. And if you do, you better stand behind them until the end. I'm going to break this down further on the next live stream. Make sure to join me over here on D Live. I can't stress it enough. This is where we're going live. Thousands of people joining us, and it's going down Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. We're in the second day of the month of December, which is the 12th month of the year of prophecy. Now, all kind of prophecies are coming to pass, but you have this guy Dabu 777. You know, he don't mean no harm, but he's talking about you should rally behind your sheriffs and rally behind your governor and all the rest of that bull crap. I'm rallying behind Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, first and foremost. This will be a great millstone to the point. Abba Ratazah, you Akimati will be edified, and with that, I'm going to get straight into it because he's talking about the new lockdown, which is going to kill thousands of jobs and leave millions of people jobless and homeless. These are the times we living in. Things are truly bad. But the average nigga out there think we in a time of mirth. Think we in a time to be jolly, to exchange gifts, to that which is to do that which is evil in the eyes of the Most High, man. That's these Jake's motto, man. When I say somebody do Jakes, I'm talking about you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans on down to Issachar. Meanwhile, Esau is preparing a new wave of lockdowns, man. While you people out there preparing for Christmas, which is nothing other than the worshiping of Tammuz, a second wave of lockdowns are coming, man, fastly approaching. And the average Jake out there, that's a part of the 2/3, has his head in the sand like an ostrich. When danger comes, what does the ostrich do? Pokes his head in the sand, leave his ass in the air, wide open to the elements. And that's these jakes out here. Meanwhile, new lockdowns are set to usher in a new wave of jobless, loss of jobs, and economic downfall, man, which I'm hoping and praying that the Most High speed this thing up, man. 2021 is going to be a dark and gloomy year. If you can't see it, all you have to do is recap 2020. 2020 was dark and gloomy, filled with prophecies. So imagine 2021. It's only going to get worse. But you jakes have not a clue, man. And I don't feel sorry for y'all, man. In my previous videos, I said that I almost feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you at all. I lied. It was a little feeling that I had, but I shook that feeling off. And I hate you niggas, man. And you're going to get what you deserve. This is, and then here is, one real quick before I get into these scriptures. These farmers, they losing all kind of money, man. These farmers are losing all kind of money because their crops is not producing how it should produce. Now, back in 2019, in October, around the time of 2019, August, September, and October, you had a bunch of hurricanes that left floods in Nebraska, Wyoming, and Nebraska is the Omaha, Nebraska is the, and Texas was tornadoes too, but in Omaha, Nebraska is where they have a bunch of beef industry. They have their beef industry. A bunch of over 1 million cattle drowned and perished in them floods. Crops was destroyed. But Esau didn't tell you that. There's a sore famine coming. And these farmers are mourning. Just like Egypt, which is so-called America, which is America, spiritually, is mourning. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn. America, another title for America is Egypt. Because we serve bitter bondage in the land of Egypt. And America has taken on the customs of the ancient Egyptians, taking on the customs of the ancient Babylonians, and all the nations that ruled before this bitch. That's why this is called the daughter of Babylon. None but a big ball of confusion. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten. How's it going to be smitten? You see what's going on with the farming industry. You see what's going on with these jobs. You see what's going on with the trucking industry. You got so many, and I repeat, you got so many food banks out there in America is that it's pathetic. You got people waiting online for 12 hours for food. If that's not desperation, then what do you call that, man? What do you call that? We're approaching the time of Jacob's trouble. We're in the time of war. We're in a time of pestilence. We're in a time of death and destruction. We're not in a time of mirth, man. Get that through your heads, man. It reads, back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishments that the Most High Yahweh shall bring upon it. Which are part of the plagues? Famine, earthquakes, upwards of the people, the sword. That's all part of the plagues, man. And the ultimate plague is going to be thermonuclear destruction. Loss of jobs, E. coli, Ebola, this lab-created disease that they call the C, and they bring it forth the V in preparation of the C. if you mention certain names, they're gonna take your video down. So we gotta go in codes now. Hey man, we're approaching that time, man. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn. Them farmers, they mourning, man. They not making no money. Everything is, because Monsanto monopolized the farming industry. In order for you to make money, you got to produce GMO crops. So, like it reads right here, and this is prophecy. It says, 2 Ezra 15 verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for the seed shall fail through the blasting of in hell, and with a fearful consolation, man. That's some earthquakes, them floods, killing the crops. Like it says in Isaiah, what's that? Isaiah 29 verse 6, I'm not mistaken. Real quick, let me just check that real quick, fact check that. Isaiah 29 verse 6, thou shalt be visited with earthquakes, storms, and tempests. Because that's the time we living in, man. Hey, yes, you're right. Isaiah 29 verse 6, man. So we living in some heavy times right now, man. And you people have not a clue. That's why there's a large rate in jobless claims. You have millions of people filing for unemployment. That should tell you something. First time people that's filing for unemployment, man, and they having a hard time to get they just due. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth. See, before all hell break loose, you should be indulging yourself in coming back into this state of ours and worshiping Yahweh while Yahweh Shai in truth and in sincerity. Before the evil days draw near, evil means bad times, before the bad times draw. But 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you only respect violence, and then, and only then, when violence is smacking upside your head, when you want to call upon sweet meat Jesus. And that's not his name, man. It says, back in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw near, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, when you become an old man or an old woman. But then again, these old jakes, they try to buy their way in heaven and go into these whorehouses with them big ass Bibles and them brim hats, them big ass hats, and a Bible bigger than they gut, a Bible bigger than you could picture it, a Bible bigger than they gut, and they going in the church with a big ass hat on, praising the white meat, the other white meat. It says, while the sun and the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Talking about the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. That's about the jobs, man. And there's millions of people on unemployment. People are losing jobs day in and day out, man. Every day somebody's losing a job. And that's prophecy. I'm reading it. It says, and the grinders shall cease because they are few. And those that look out the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. And the sound of the grinding is low. When the sound of the slacking, it says, so let me read it again, slacking. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Talk about the music industry. It's crap. Bottom line, we're at the end of this so-called white man's rulership. This has been the great millstone to the point. Abba Ratazayu Akimatim is edified. And with that, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah, Ba Hashem Wakakwadash. And once again, double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. And with that, Shalom.